Hey, welcome to your shorts prepping. The state of disunion here in the United States. We're not united, far from it. And under Obama, which started the transformation, fundamentally transforming America from a white America to a brown America by importing 20 million illegal immigrants to become the Democrats' militia, to set up governors, terrorist states under the control, guidance loosely by the Democrats as long as they get their voters, to become a one-party socialist government. Yes, I know it sounds like conspiracy theory, but let me tell you something, it's not. You look at what's happening in Aurora, California, or Colorado, pardon me, Aurora, Colorado, a sanctuary state, Denver being overrun. Their budget is now over $1 billion to service foreigners that are here illegally over citizens. And why in Colorado do you think that is okay to put preference in schools, education, rent, housing over your citizens, and you idiots keep voting in these liberals and allowing this to happen? Aurora, we've all seen it multiple times. If you watch any kind of channel other than CNN News or MSNBC, Aurora, Colorado is now being overrun by a terrorist organization from Venezuela, one of the most violent groups kicked out of Venezuela. So bad that if they are deported back to Venezuela, they will be executed on the spot. That's how bad these people are. Yet there they are in Colorado, taking over apartment complexes, threatening citizens, having shootouts, and running roughshod over U.S. citizens. And the mayor says, well, it's really not my fault. Yes, it is your fault. You're a sanctuary city, just like Denver, Colorado, a sanctuary city, just like Colorado, a sanctuary state. And the incompetent fool, Paulus, who is the governor of that state, says, don't believe your lying eyes. It's really not that bad. It's not happening. How do you explain that your budget is now $1 billion to service illegal immigrants over your own citizenship, to provide free housing, to provide free food, to provide education, to provide health care over your citizens? And yet you fools in Colorado continuously vote for these liberals. It just baffles me how you could put some illegal immigrant over your own children, over your own family, cutting in line. Hey, I need to see the doctor. Well, take a back seat to the illegal immigrant that is taking your place at the hospital, at the doctor's office. You have to wait extra time, extra days, extra weeks to see your family doctor because illegals cut in front of you. And it is with permission of your governor, of your presidency, of the Democrat Party that is allowing this to happen, period. Aurora, Colorado is now overrun with violent gang members, Trey Magua, whatever it is, one of the most violent gangs coming out of South America. So bad that if they return to Venezuela, they will be executed immediately. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's how horrible these people really are. And you people in Colorado, liberal, conservative, keep voting for the same people that are putting you last in line, robbing you of your rights, your free speech, your Second Amendment rights, and your safety. You have Oregon, half of Oregon, the state of, wanting to pull away from Oregon and join Idaho. so much so that they put it on the ballots and it passed to get away from these lunatics that are running Oregon into the ground. And now they are saying, hey, we're going to pass guaranteed income for everyone in Oregon. What a communist nonsense is this going on? Guaranteed income? Who's going to pay for that? Yet it passed. The people that are fleeing Oregon faster than any other state and going to Idaho or other conservative states are getting away from this lunacy that is happening in California and Oregon. So much so that they want to secede from Oregon. Now it has to pass by 2/3 of Congress, and with the Democrats holding practically a majority with the Rhino Republicans' help, it's never going to happen. And now the newest secession movement is in Illinois from Trust Fund baby, Fat Boy Pritzker, and his wife, who is a member of this administration. Half of Illinois says, we are sick of you. We are sick of the nonsense, the Democrats that are ruining us, the Democrats that have made us a sanctuary city, that are putting us last behind foreigners. We want to succeed. We want to become a state of Northern Illinois with our own government, getting away from the Trust Fund baby Fat Boy Pritzker and his lunacy people in Chicago and everywhere else. We don't want any part of that. We want to create another state. So much so that it passed a measure and is on the ballot for this fall, if you can believe that. So the state of the United States is disunion, the balkanization of America. And more people have had enough of this madness, the sanctuary state. These people, the Democrats, will lie. You now have the governor of Maryland saying, well, you know what? I served in the military, but I lied about receiving a Bronze Star. These people have no shame, just like Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota. Stolen valor. He is a liar through and through. He is a Maoist. He supports China. And if he ever gets to be vice president, we are sunk. But now you have the governor of Maryland, who is touted as the next black president because he is well-spoken, a handsome man, served honorably, but he lied about his service record and his valor. These people will do anything, say anything to stay in power. And you idiots out there casting your vote saying, oh, it's time for change. I can't stand Trump and his this. So we are going to vote for liberal progressives that want to take us into communist Marxist country. You can vote your way into socialism. You will never vote your way out of it. And as a result, the United States will dissolve, become Balkan. Balkanization, and warlike states. People say, I can't stand this candidate. I can't stand that candidate. I can't stand this. And pretty soon, if an SHTF event happens, say a blackout scenario, the power grid goes down, I guarantee you, you will see neighbor turning against neighbor because of their political views and blaming who got who into this scenario. Guarantee it. You will also see foreign gangs start running sanctuary cities, and the yellow governors, the coward city councils that approved it, will all fade into the shadows and disappear, leaving the people, the citizens, the unprepared citizens, holding a stick and saying, how did we get here? Where's our government? Why aren't you protecting us? Oh, we're putting you on a waiting list because we want our future voters to stick with the Democrat Party. I'm not kidding. This is a very real scenario, and you could see the United States dissolving into conservative states, banding together versus liberal states banding together, but they can't sustain themselves because they'll have no money. They'll have no input. They will have to turn to foreign powers like California, New York, Maryland, all these others that are liberal for their aid, for their militias, for their military and everything else. You say, well, we have military bases there. For how long? You have the government dividing the military. They already purged the conservatives out of the military. You have inept, incompetent leadership now that would rather promote transgenderism and goodwill amongst warriors. And that's why the United States cannot fulfill the needs of the military. And the Navy is saying, hey, we don't have enough personnel to fill 7 ships that are going to be sitting idle in case there's a war. We don't have enough people. It's because of incompetent, politically correct, social correct leadership in the military that are just there. Hey, you want to be a guy today, you want to be a girl tomorrow, that's fine by me. They're not teaching warfare. They're teaching political correct. In the meantime, our enemies are observing all this and saying we can do what we want, when we want, and how we want, because the current president is on vacation in California for 2 weeks, sitting on a beach, while the incompetent vice president, cackling Kamala, is out lying to the public, and they're lapping it up as fast as they could spoon it into their mouths. Who's running the White House? And now you have an American citizen executed by Hamas in the most egregious way, torturing and then putting a bullet into this young man's head. And Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is saying, give in to these terrorists that abducted our citizens and then murdered them. Make peace with these people who want to see you wiped off the face of this earth. You have protesters on colleges' campuses assaulting fellow students because of their beliefs. Do you think that would happen if they were Muslims? Absolutely not. Instead, they are assaulting the Jewish community, spitting on them, beating them, harassing them. Your sons and daughters that are going to college, that are thinking they're safe in their dorms, are getting knocks on their doors at all hours of the morning, cursing them, having their rooms vandalized, having themselves assaulted, having their professors blame them for what is going on in the Middle East. And yet the Jewish community continuously supports the Democrat Party here in America. Why? I have absolutely no idea. You continuously donate to the Democrats that do not care about you, that are Jewish in name only. And I suspect that is what is going on here. The people that claim they're Jewish are in name only, as is many Christians who profess to believe in the faith but go along with everything that is wrong and against God. I would prepare to survive on your own in your own community. It is a very scary scenario how to fight against a gang from another country that is so ruthless, so murderous, that if they were to be deported back to their country, they would be executed immediately. No reprieves. It is a very scary situation, something that you need to think about. Something that when you say, wait a minute, how do you make peace with a neighbor that wants to murder you, wants your existence wiped out? How do you survive in a community that is run by gangs that are not American citizens that my neighbor supported to become a sanctuary city? Where do you flee to? It is a nightmare scenario, the nightmare of America that people better wake up from. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. I appreciate you. Greg out.